This video is brought to you by Morbid Curiosity. Actually, that's not true. This video is not sponsored. But if you do like true crime content, check Morbid Curiosity out. Link is in the description. In early 1998, President Bill Clinton was accused of having an inappropriate relationship with White House intern Monica Lewinsky. Despite the strong evidence that such a relationship did indeed occur, Clinton would deny it publicly multiple times. To many, Clinton's behavior was beyond strange. Not only was he lying to the faces of the public who had trusted him, but he also seemed to believe that if he just lied hard enough, people would believe him. But Clinton's behavior is not all that strange, at least in terms of the psychology of positive reinforcement. For a person such as Clinton, who, for all his life, has been able to talk himself out of trouble, suddenly changing strategies makes little sense. An environment of yes-men and supporters paired with the knowledge of one's own charisma and power can push a person into believing that anything he says will be believed, no matter how much real-world support there is for his statements. This world harbors many people similar to Clinton, though they might not always come from such shady backgrounds such as law and politics. A person whose parents simply cannot be bothered to call their children out on their lies could easily grow up to be with the belief that his lies are always believed. A bully who pushes his frame onto all his peers to where they are too scared to call the person out on his lies could also become an adult who believes that if you lie with enough force, everyone will believe you. We see such paradigms in domestic abusers and narcissistic control freaks. You will also see this paradigm in the case we are about to look at.
911, what's your emergency?
Somebody's shooting out here at 1.
You see anybody out there, ma'am? You just hearing shots.
Somebody's shooting and somebody's out there screaming.
Okay, ma'am, you see anybody with a weapon? You're just hearing the shots.
Just hearing the shots right now, and I'm hearing somebody screaming outside.
How many shots have you heard?
Just one, and somebody screaming.
Okay, I got that, ma'am. What's your name?
They scream. My name is out there screaming now.
All right, we'll get somebody else to check on it.
That was the first 911 call. 9 more followed. By the 10th call, the 911 operators become frustrated and a little rude, in my opinion.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
Okay, well, it's not my house, but a dude just got shot around the corner from my house. I'm in an apartment.
Did you witness it?
He just...
Did you witness it?
Did I witness it? No, I heard the gunshots, but he's on the porch, like, dying out right now. He's bleeding pretty bad.
Did you see who shot him?
No, I did not see who shot him.
What's your name and phone number?
Okay, can you just get here, please? Okay, this man is over here, like,
okay.
He just got shot.
We've been driving for 3 minutes because people called when it happened, not 3 minutes later. Thanks for all your help.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I see the police lights now.
Yep, that's because we already know about it. Thanks.
But that's not the point. The point is that this happened in a tight urban area with multiple witnesses, leading to a quick dispatch of the police. The assailant would barely have any time to make an escape, unless this were a premeditated crime. Indeed, the suspected assailant did not have enough time to escape the scene before the police arrived. No more than 10 minutes after the first 911 call, this man, Amir Elkabiry, was discovered hiding in the trunk of a car. He was clutching a gun upon discovery, and the car in which he was hiding was right outside the apartment complex where a man was found injured from a bullet wound. The victim, Melly Mel Smith, would die shortly after being transported to the hospital. In the meantime, Amir would be transported to the police station for questioning. After a bit of research, detectives determined Amir to be the prime suspect in the shooting, and not just for his suspicious behavior in hiding inside a car's trunk immediately after the shooting. A number of other factors pointed the spotlight straightly at Amir. For one, he had bloodstains on him. Second, the gun he was discovered with matched the type of gun that could have fired the bullet that had killed Mel Smith. And 2 more, even more damning pieces of evidence, namely the specific car in which Amir chose to hide and the relationship between the victim and that car's owner would further fix the detective's gaze upon Amir. The detectives nevertheless chose to keep these two latter pieces of evidence as their aces in their sleeves and play a game of psychological warfare against Amir. The detectives quickly learned that Amir does not like being left alone, and they used that against him, holding him in the interrogation room for nearly half a day. They drip feed Amir the evidence they have, hoping Amir walk back his initial story of being an innocent bystander who hid himself inside a random car's truck in response to hearing gunshots. This is Amir Elkabiry, and if you're like me, you'll find him immediately unlikable. Starting from the farts.
It's cold. I've already been in here for like 45 minutes, man. Fuck, I hate the interrogation room, bro. I'm so tired, man.
Detectives often leave a suspect in a monitored interrogation room before the interview to feel a suspect out. Sometimes, detectives can see signs of innocence or guilt simply from the suspect's behavior when he is left alone. Other times, such as in this case, detectives can spot a weak point that will prove useful in the subsequent interrogation. In Amir's case, being left alone is a more painful thing than being grilled by the police. Amir is a smooth-talking motor mouth, and he likely puts himself in a state of flow when he's talking to others, even in otherwise stressful situations such as lying to the police.
Please come talk to me. Why did I do this, man?
The detectives will use this fact to their advantage multiple times over the course of this interrogation, leaving Amir alone frequently, ignoring his calls, and not bothering to check in on him or offer him any food or drinks. Amir is different from most of the suspects we have covered on this channel. While most guilty suspects experience a sense of relief when the police leave the room for a brief reprieve, Amir's stress levels increase with the frustration of being neglected. While I know nothing about Amir's childhood and cannot judge the reason for this particular personality trait, I should note that this seemingly abnormal response to negative attention is common in children of parents who engage in uninvolved parenting styles. For such children, any sort of attention, even negative attention, is preferred to being ignored. And this leads to children habitually causing trouble for the mere chance of having interactions with their parents. It's possible that Amir was the product of such an upbringing, as his response to being left alone is palpably more stressful than his response to being accused of a murder. Of course, the devil's advocate might say that Amir is simply feeling frustrated for not getting dealt with in a timely manner, especially if he is innocent, as a swift interview would lead to a quicker exoneration and the ability to return to his life. But, as you will see shortly, Amir is highly unlikely to be uninvolved in the shooting, and being so, his urgency to interact with the police can be equated to an urgency to be placed in jail, which Amir certainly does not want. Thus, we have few ways of explaining his apparent urge to talk to the police and bring about his own downfall, outside a psychological need for human interaction.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Let me put my mask on because I'm not supposed to tell people
I'm corona positive. I've just been tested positive for corona
Okay.
for the past week, and so is my whole family. So.
Okay, so you're corona positive.
Yeah,
I appreciate you telling me.
Yeah, I just want to let you know this. I'm going to scoot back for you.
Amir is only superficially pleasant, only superficially skilled at social interaction, only superficially concerned with others' welfare. His warning of having tested positive for COVID was merely a social nicety, as evidenced by the fact that he has had no qualms passing gas in the room, rubbing his hands as well as his face over the interrogation table, and removing his mask when others are not present. While I'm no expert on the mechanisms of the spread of COVID, I can tell you that someone truly concerned about the spread of an infectious disease in a small, poorly ventilated room maintains that concern while others are outside the room, not just when they enter the room. And as you'll see later, Amir has no qualms with spitting on the floor.
We all got our masks on, so we're good. All right. Losing track of time here. All right, it's 5:27 in the morning.
Hang on.
I know.
I thought it was at least still like 1 or something.
Okay.
What's going on, sir?
Okay, so I have to read you this because we brought you up here in cuffs. That doesn't mean that you know.
No, I
you're in jail or
understand.
anything.
I understand that. He
So
wanted me
I have
question
to
and stuff,
read
so
it. Yep.
I'm cool.
So I just have you follow along with me, okay?
You want me to read it out loud?
No, I can read
Alright.
it. I mean, just follow it.
Okay.
So, before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. You have the right to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you're unable to pay a lawyer will be appointed for you prior to any questioning, if you so desire. If you wish to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering any time until you talk to a lawyer. You understand all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand that.
Alright.
I mean, I can't sign
Normally
it.
I would have
Sign
you
it.
sign this, but you know, we had the blood issue or whatever on your hand.
It is on my right hand, I'm left-handed, so.
Yeah, I'll just document that
Yes,
you
sir.
understood that, that's obvious.
Code.
Couple questions here, do you speak English?
Yeah,
That's obvious,
it's my
yes.
primary language.
So you don't need to, what's the highest grade you completed?
High school. I complete high
High
school.
school, okay, you got your high school diploma. So you read and write.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any hearing problems?
No.
No. Do you wear glasses or contacts like me?
No.
No. Okay. Have you consumed any alcohol in the last 12 to 24 hours?
I might take on like a shot of alcohol because yesterday's my friend's birthday, so.
Okay,
I'm
like
not
how
sure.
long, like how many hours?
Oh, no, hell no, it's been over 24 hours.
Oh, over 24,
His
okay.
birthday was the 16th.
Okay, gotcha, so no, so that's a no to that. You consumed any drugs in the last 12 to 24?
I smoked marijuana.
Okay, how do you feel now? I mean, you don't feel like.
cool right now.
Yes, you seem
No, I'm
like
cool.
it, you seem good, so, okay. All right, let's just, what happened? What happened out there?
I'm trying to go home, and this is what happened. I hear shots fired, I go to run and hide, and I pick the worst fucking place to hide, and next thing I know, the officers just snatched me out the car, and the
Okay.
reason I got cuffs in my hand is,
Okay. So, you hear gunshots,
yes,
okay, and then you take off and run and hide,
yes.
okay.
I have terrible PTSD. I done see my friends get shot in the
Okay.
head, all types of crazy shit. I do not, like, when I hear gunshots, I'm out of there.
Okay. Were you with anyone?
No.
You were by yourself. You didn't see anything, you just heard gunshots and took off running.
I seen, like, people frantically running, but I didn't see, like, a specific person. I just seen people moving. I heard screaming, and that's when I caught my cut. Like, I'm not about to play with that shit. I'm cool.
Okay.
I
So
was just
when the
running.
officers, and where did you hide at?
I hid, like, inside somebody's trunk, but I had, like, the door kind of open.
With
So
the
when-
trunk lid?
Yeah, so
Okay.
when they came up, like, I heard them, and it was like footprints, but I didn't want them to do nothing to me because I know the type of shit, so I tried to open it, and when I was opening it, they thought I had, like, a gun in my hand or something, and they was like, oh, gun, I'm like, nah, it's my phone. I dropped my phone in my hand. That's how we ended up scuffling, and I got these scratches on my hand. And I told them, like, bro, like, listen, I don't know what's going on. I heard shots. At first, they wouldn't even, the officers wouldn't even tell me what's going on. I'm like, can y'all tell me, like, why I'm being detained? Like,
Right.
they're like, nah, you're not being detained or arrested, and
Right.
you're just being brought down for questioning because you right here right now. And that's all I know so far is
Okay.
officers said someone got shot.
Okay. So you weren't touching a gun then, because there was a gun in the trunk you were in.
Oh, no.
You never touched it.
No.
So your DNA is not going to be on it.
No.
Okay. All right. Your first name is Amir, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want to make sure I get that right. And the last name, it's kind of a weird, can you spell that for me?
E-L-K-H-A-B like boy, I-R-Y.
Okay. Okay. All right, so you just hear gunshots, and what were you doing? Do you live out there?
No, I was at some people's house, and I was leaving. I was at my cousin's house.
You're at your cousin's? And
Yeah.
where did your cousin live?
Like up the street by Beresford.
What Beresford?
It's a couple streets that I'm not really familiar with the area like that. I just know my cousin's house in Beresford. I don't leave it to go to the store. I was going to go to the Sunoco or the Speedway right there on Bryce to go buy some shells. That's what I was on my way to do. Go buy some shells to smoke weed with.
Okay, so, but your cousin lives on Beresford?
Yes.
Like
B-A-I-S or something. Yeah, it's like Beresford, something like that.
Beresford.
Yes.
Okay, Beresford. Okay. Is it in that same complex?
Yeah, it's like right up the street,
Okay,
and I was walking through because I have to come from the Beresford complex to come that way to Bryce,
walk to the
Bryce to get to the Speedway.
Okay, and so you were walking from Beresford, going through there, but you were by yourself, you weren't with anybody. Okay. So what's your cousin's name?
Jay.
Jack?
Jay, that's what I call him his nickname. I'm not going to give him his full name or whatever, but that's what I call him is Jay, sir. Yes, that's what I call him.
Just J as the initial or J-A-Y?
Jay, like, you put Jay as the initial, J-A-Y, that's just his nickname. So you can put
Nickname, and that's your cousin?
Yeah, you can go either way it goes.
And he lives on Beresford, okay. So you're just walking through and you hear gunshots and then you immediately go and hide in the trunk. How many people did you see out there?
Maybe seen like 4 people out there.
4?
That's right, 4.
Males, females?
For sure, I didn't see the male, but I know a male got shot because I heard the screaming. For sure, I heard
Okay, heard screaming.
I didn't see like specifically a male or a female, but I heard a male screaming for sure. Like I know that was a male. Like
All right, but there were 4 people.
That's what for sure I seen in that part. There was at least 4 people, and I know for sure a distinct male scream.
But these 4 people, you didn't recognize any of them?
Nah, I was just, it's dark outside. I don't remember the time of even the arrest or any of that, like 1, 2 in the morning.
Something like that. It was like,
it was dark as hell. I wasn't really paying attention. It was cold. I'm just trying to hurry up and get to the store. I got my hoodie tied up like this, trying to hurry up and get to the Speedway.
How did you get in the trunk of that vehicle?
It was open.
It was just open?
I swear to God, sir, it was open.
Okay. All right. Trying to think there was something else I was going to ask you. Okay, so you're walking from Beresford, from your cousin Jay's place, over to Sunoco or Shells?
Sunoco. The Shell's what you smoke the weed out of. I was going to go get a shell from the Sunoco.
Sunoco station. All right. And where's the Sunoco at?
Bryce Road, Bryce and Livingston, right on the corner of Bryce and Livingston. Like you have to cross through that neighborhood, and what I'll do is it's like it's an antique like little mall right there, and I'll cross through the parking lot, and it's a Huntington Baked Speedway, and all that's right there, and that's how I'll walk through there.
Okay. All right. You have any questions for him?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. We'll be back in a second.
Yes, sir.
Amir?
Yes, sir.
This is Detective Stubblefield.
So,
Actually, let me need him uncuffed.
What's that?
Make it easier.
DSR stuff you need for DSR?
Yeah.
Alright.
You ever had that done before?
No, actually, I just figured you would be here for that. How do I do this?
He'll explain to you.
I gotta ask you a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
What's that?
So let me put my mask up for y'all. Are you done with them?
Yeah, I'll set these aside. We don't need those.
Alright. You right-handed or left-handed?
That would be left.
Yes, sir.
And spell what's your first name?
A-M-I-R-E-L-K is my last name. You need to put my last name on that line too?
Yes.
R-E-L-K.
E-L-K.
Yep, H.
Is this your last name or is this your first name?
That's my last name. My first name is Amir, but I'm spelling my last name. My last name is long as hell.
Okay.
It's E-L-K-H-A, B like boy, I-R-Y.
I-R-Y?
Yes, sir.
So Amir how do you say your last name?
Elkabiry.
Elkabiry? Okay. Do you have any hobbies?
I mean, I like to watch football, play video games, shit like that.
Do you have a job?
Yeah, I'm currently working through a temporary agency.
What do you do?
I just work at warehouses.
Warehouse?
You can put in job center is the place. That's like the place that.
But all you do is warehouse
Yeah,
stuff?
just warehouse work. Or you can put on my applications and stuff, I put warehouse associate. So.
Okay. You don't have anything on your hands. Do you have any blood?
I mean, I have a cut but that's from when the officers arrested me. I was laying down, literally like this on my hands, like.
So you have blood on your hands?
Yeah, on the base of my hands.
Okay, where were you when you got arrested?
In the middle of the street. I don't even know what the street name would be, but I guess it'd be on my arresting paper.
No, I mean, like, were you in an apartment? Were you
I was outside. I was outside.
You were outside?
Yeah.
Have you recently touched or exploded any or touched any fireworks?
Not fireworks. I went to I don't know if it's gonna read on this, but I went to the shooting range probably about 3-4 days ago.
Okay. What shooting range did you go to?
Shoot point blank in Lewis Center. If you need to like call them, ask them, I think it was around like 6 to 8 o'clock. I was there or something between them times. I got a 15-minute session.
Okay. Have you washed your hands before or after that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yes.
It's been a few days, hell yeah.
From the beginning of this interrogation, you might have noticed that Amir gives superfluous details and side stories that have nothing to do with the police's line of questioning. We've noticed this pattern with guilty suspects in our other videos, but in Amir's case, the reasoning is different. While other suspects give tangential ideas in an attempt to appear cooperative, Amir is most likely just fulfilling his need to talk. For this particular question, Amir's answer might have seemed pre-planned, as it would give him an alibi for the gunpowder remnants found on Amir's hands, but Amir isn't thinking that far. He's likely just telling the truth, as shooting guns 3 or 4 days ago isn't going to lead to a positive result for a gunshot residue test, and it won't make for a good alibi. However, Amir will remember the detective's response to Amir's answer, that is, whether Amir washed his hands after handling guns 3 or 4 days ago. We'll see later that when the gun is brought up again, Amir makes it a point to say that he's not very good at washing his hands. And again, this is just after Amir tried to express his vigilance for preventing the spread of COVID.
Okay, this is fairly simple. All I need for you to do is just hold your hands out like this. This is your left hand. Basically, all it does is has a metallic thing on it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna.
So this side. This hand.
Yep, and then you do the same thing on the right.
Let me turn over this way.
Yep.
Awesome.
DVD.
Yes, sir.
And go ahead and put that cuff back on.
I got it.
Did you take him with him?
Yeah, he said he didn't. He said he was cool, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, he took it with him.
We'll be back in a minute, okay?
How long does that take to read so you can come back and let me know something? Like a couple minutes.
It takes a while.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
So just sit down and relax.
Yes, sir.
Hey, my man. Hey, wake up, man. I need to take a picture of your hand. Just put your hands out. This is a little scrape like this. Just set your hands down, right there. Set them on the table. Set them down. Camera's not cooperating. Just hang on. Just set them on the table.
Ooh, it's cold.
Alright, both hands on the table. There you go. You mind pulling your hoodie off for a second? So we know it's you. Perfect. Alright, we'll be back with you in a minute.
Yo, sir.
What up, man?
Oh my goodness.
This motherfucker.
Okay.
Alright.
Sorry, man. This is one of those cases. It's just kind of all over the place, man. I got people calling me, and it's just a mess.
No.
So let's start off with this. Who's that?
What, a girl?
That's your girl?
I mean, we associate about when I say my girlfriend.
Okay. What's her name?
Trent.
What is it?
Trent.
Trent?
Trent.
Trend?
Yeah, Trent. R-I-N. It's called a Trent.
Trent, like T-R-I-N?
Yeah.
What's her last name?
Tom?
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 Tom.
Yes, sir.
Like,
No, T-O-I-M. L-I-N.
oh, Tomlin.
Yes.
Oh, Tomlin. Trend Tomlin. Okay. And where does she live?
She comes to visit me at my mom's house, so.
She comes to visit you at your mom's?
Yes, on 161.
Oh, okay. Comes and visits you at your mom's. On 161?
Yes, at the 1055 Covington Road area.
At your
Address.
mom's. Covington Road?
Yeah, that's where she comes to see me at.
Is that where you live at? Is with your mom?
Yeah, I'm good with my mom. No.
Oh, what's,
Covington, you trying to spell that?
yeah, I can't.
C-O-V-I-N-G-T-O-N
C-O-V-I-N.
Road.
T-O-N Road.
Yep.
Okay, what's the numbers?
What you mean, what's the?
Like the numbers for the...
Oh, 1065. 1065.
1065. Okay. Do you have a phone?
614
Uh-huh.
957
957
9444.
944. Wait, 9444.
Yes,
Three
sir.
fours. Okay. Is that your cell phone?
Yes.
Is that like an iPhone or Samsung?
No, it's just an Android. It's actually that's my real phone though.
That's your real phone?
Yes, that's my phone.
You mentioned earlier about you had a phone with you in the trunk of that car. Is this the phone you were talking about?
No.
No. What phone did you have?
That phone is just like a phone I use on Wi-Fi and stuff. Like that's just a music phone. Like
The one that you had in the trunk was just a phone you use on Wi-Fi?
Yeah, that's just like.
Where's this Android at?
That Android is actually at the house.
Oh, it's your mom's?
Yes.
On Covington, okay.
Because that's my phone that's in service because I have to use it to call my PO, so I leave it at home on purpose so I can go home and make calls to You know,
okay.
make
All
sure
right. So
I'm,
this
that's
phone-
my real phone. That's like my stay home phone because I mainly stay home because I'm on 10th parole. I have to see my PO twice a week, so I mainly stay at the home, and that's my phone I use to answer.
Okay.
You know,
PO as in probation or parole?
parole.
Parole. And who's your parole officer?
Harris.
Harris?
Yes, he can confirm himself that this is my number. He either calls me on this number or he calls me on 614-648-92, whatever the hell my mom's last.
Okay.
He calls me on that phone.
Harris, is that a first name or last?
Last. I don't know
Do you
his
know the first name?
I don't know his first name. I think it's Allen. It might be, but I'll call him Officer Harris.
Okay. Do you think it might be Alan?
Yeah, I think it's Allen.
Probably like Alan, like that. Or yeah, okay, maybe. All right. So.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been to her place?
Like once or twice, a couple of times, but I don't go there frequently. I don't like really going over females' houses.
Okay. Where does she live?
Where the hell does Trinity live? She just lives somewhere out east off the Bryce Road area.
Somewhere out east off of Bryce.
I couldn't pinpoint you like an exact. I've been over there a couple of times though, but she lives out east.
East off of Bryce. Okay. When was the last time you talked to her?
Well, I couldn't say earlier today, but like earlier yesterday.
Earlier yesterday, like an actual phone call or a text, or how did that?
I mean, to be honest with you, sir, I'd be so fucking high. I don't remember. It's probably like a brief, like, FaceTime, maybe.
Okay.
And I'd be so goddamn high.
Earlier yesterday.
Yeah, I'd be so damn high.
Like morning time or? FaceTime with her. Okay. You kind of made mention that you kind of were, I guess, getting with her earlier. I mean, what is your relationship with her now like?
We just, like, to put it in an appropriate way, like, that's what I'm saying, we don't be around each other, we just, like, fuck buddies, like, we fuck.
Just kind of have sex every once in a
Yeah,
while.
we fuck from time to time, and that's that.
Okay, occasionally have sex.
It's not even no real, like I said, if she comes to my house, not my house, but my mom's house, kicks with me, we'll fuck, and that's that.
Okay.
Like, a high together, and that's that.
Okay. What's your mom's name?
Donna Brown.
Donna?
Donna
Brown.
Brown without the E. Brown.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
the car that you were in, the trunk,
Mm-hmm.
it's her car. That's why I'm showing you the picture.
Oh.
It was her car. You didn't recognize her car?
Man, sir, listen, I know that sounds stupid, but like I said, I'm so scared of gunshots. I done seen so much bullshit with my friends getting killed in front of me and people all so much shit. I hear gunshots and I'm getting low. I'm not paying attention to shit or none of that.
But like, you didn't recognize that the complex that you happen to be in was
No,
where she
like,
lived?
I knew like that. I know that area because I'm from the east side of myself. And like I said, I was clearly know where I'm at to walk to the store, but I was just cruising through just to walk to the store, like really just minding my business to go to the store to go get some shells so I could smoke and go back to my cousin's house because he's been trying to match me weed all day, and that was that.
Okay.
The detectives throw out a big piece of evidence, one that Amir thinks the detectives are oblivious to, namely that the car in which Amir hid in is, well, his girlfriend's car. And the gun Amir was holding matched the gun that shot the victim. And the victim happened to be associating, possibly dating, Amir's girlfriend. That is a large set of crazy coincidences. Amir just so happened to hide in his girlfriend's car's trunk that just so happened to be unlocked, while he just so happened to not know that he had chosen his girlfriend's car as his hiding spot, and that car's trunk just so happened to contain a gun that just so happened to match the gun used to kill the victim, who just so happened to be having some sort of interpersonal relationship with Amir's girlfriend, and all of this just so happened to happen while Amir and his girlfriend were on shaky ground. This sort of throws the idea of reasonable doubt out the window. Yet, Amir remains firm in his story that he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That was all I was. That was the mission I was on.
Okay. What do you want parole for?
Robbery back in 2015 when I was a juvenile.
Okay. How old are you now? 20?
I'm 20, I'll be 24 in a few months.
24 in a few months. Okay. Do you own a gun?
No. Hell no, I'm a felon.
You know what? You would not be the first felon.
Well, nah, obviously,
right, okay.
yeah.
All right.
No, sir.
All right.
You know, I wish felons could own guns.
Okay.
But that's not the story.
Earlier, Detective Stubblefield came in here and tested your hands for GSR. He explained all that to you?
Yeah, he told me like what it was and stuff. I told him, however, if he wanted to like run some footage or something, I did for sure go to the shoot point blank in Lewis Center. You know where that is? Like probably like 3-4 days ago. I don't know if that would read, but that's when I definitely communicated that to him.
Okay, all right. So you fired a gun 3 or 4 days ago?
I've been to the shooting range with my parents.
But you did not fire a gun within the last, let's see, 10 hours.
No.
You have not fired a gun.
No.
Okay. So there would be no reason for you to have gunshot residue on either of your hands because you did not fire a gun.
Should not.
Okay. Were you in the proximity of anybody that fired a gun?
I might have shook hands or touched somebody during the day that shot a gun or something, but as far as me shooting a gun, no, I haven't shot a gun in a few days.
And
now, as far as my washing hand skills, I don't wash my hands too damn well. So, but I don't know how GSI works for real.
Okay. I lost my train of thought. So going back to tonight, you heard the gunshots. How many gunshots did you hear?
I wasn't even counting. To be honest, I
mean, multiple, like a lot, like a ta-ta-ta-ta, like a lot.
It was like a good maybe couple or a few.
Okay. What did it sound like to you? Loud caliber gun, small caliber gun? What did it sound like?
I wouldn't even. The guns are weird.
Close, far?
From where I was standing at? I was coming through like by the middle. Like, it wasn't that far. It's probably like a good, like I've heard the shots probably like a good like 60 yards away, I wouldn't call it. Maybe that's what they were saying. Like, it was in the vicinity though, like in the area, like where I for sure hear that shit.
Okay. Alright. Do you know a Melly Smith?
Hell no.
Name doesn't ring a bell to you at all? Never heard of him?
The only Melly I know is the rapper.
Melly the rapper, and I don't even know that. Melly Mel?
Yeah, that's the only rapper. That's the only Mel. I don't know no Mellys in real life.
Okay.
I know Mellys. Only Mellys I know is hella rappers. Like you said, Melly Mel.
Okay. So the last time that you had contact with Trinity, do you call it Trinity or Trinity? I don't like Trinity.
I call her Trinity.
Trinity.
I call her Trinity.
What's her government name?
What?
What's her government name?
Trinity?
Okay.
Was yesterday morning, or I said morning, but you're not sure. You just think it was yesterday sometime.
I'm not sure.
And you FaceTimed her, but you have not seen her in person? When was the last time you saw her in person?
I haven't been around Trinity.
You haven't been around her at all? Okay.
We haven't been around each other like that. I do a lot of Xanax, so my vision's blurry. That's not an excuse, but if she has been around, like I'll black out and forget and shit. But like I'd be high all day.
We talked with her, and she said that your guys' relationship really, she kind of really doesn't want nothing to do with you. And so she said you kind of been showing up at her place, like going over a fence and being on her patio, knocking on her door and stuff, or maybe, I don't know, sliding glass door, I don't know, what, a window? You been doing that? Tap, tap.
Hell no, like I'll come knock on her door every now and then, like if I'm invited, but I don't just pop up at that girl's house.
You're not just popping up unannounced?
If she's telling y'all that for whatever reason, because she wants to like break off of me or like try to make a restraining order in this situation, something that's cool with me, but like I don't know why the hell she would say that.
That's why I'm asking
you.
you.
That's what I'm saying. And
like
and the situation this is, like I wouldn't understand like what the hell does that have to do with that?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what your guys' relationship is. Because here, follow me here, and I'm gonna back you up a little bit.
I'm listening to you, sir.
You gotta understand, this is really weird, right?
Yeah.
Because so like you're walking through a complex, and you hear gunshots, and you're like, damn, I get it, man. I want to hide too.
I'm out of here.
But you end up hiding in the trunk of her car. That right there alone is weird.
Yeah.
Right? You hide in the trunk of her car. That alone is just the weird stuff. Of all the things, when you hear gunshots, you're like, wait, empty trunk, I'm gonna get in it.
Nowhere else to fucking hide.
Oh, I get that. I get that.
Like, yeah.
But if it was just Joe Blow's trunk, okay,
that
that's one thing.
But
this is a person you know, and you're in their trunk.
Yes.
Here's the other part of it. There was a gentleman that she was with tonight, and that gentleman got shot. That's with the gunshots that you heard. So not only are you hiding in the trunk of her car, but the guy that she's with tonight gets shot. You see why this is looking really weird?
Yeah, it's looking,
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. But I was really just this is my thing. I'm walking through the area.
Right.
I'm not with you. And on top of that, how the hell do you just get it? I'm not a locksmith. When y'all arrested, when the officer arrested me, they didn't find tools on me and stuff.
Right.
How the hell am I just getting in your trunk? So.
Right.
How did you get in the trunk?
I told you it was open. Like it was just cracked a little bit. I'm looking for somewhere to hide to get low. There's a big Dodge Ram truck out there or something. I'm trying to get the load behind it, but I'm like, this ain't good. And if I peep the trunk, I'm like, shit, I'm about to go in there. That's when the officers came. It wasn't even closed all the way. I had it cracked, and then I hear officers like footprints, done. And I see the flashes, so I'm thinking like, shit, help. Open the thing. He like, get down. I'm like, shit, no, like I'm cool. Like I'm trying to get to y'all. Like I need some help. And then that's when I ended up getting arrested. I was the last of that.
Did the officer say anything else? Did you hear him yell anything else? Like,
nah,
other than just, like they said, get down?
Yeah, he was just like, get the fuck out the car, out the car. They was all screaming. It's like 10 cops, flashlights on my face. I'm just like, I'm down. Like, y'all good. So I'm on the ground, I'm laying down like this. Like, he got me flat on my stomach with my hands like this. And the only thing I'm doing, I'm trying to get him, like, not get him off me, like, to resist, but I'm, like, trying to, like, you see that shit uncomfortable as hell. I'm like, man, like, peeling the skin off my hand. And that was the only conversation we was really having. Was they was like, stop resisting. Then when I just laid still, it was over. He put me in the car, and that was that.
Okay. So you know, and we've had them for a while, but you know, I mean, obviously in light of everything that's been going on this last year, the whole George Floyd incident and everything else, officers had body cams, right? And Columbus had them for a while, but we pretty much now, man, we're turning them on all the time. So how many patrol guys were standing out there? You said there was a bunch of them yelling. How many do you think were out there yelling at you?
A good handful. I couldn't really see officers. I just saw hella flashlights off guns.
3, 4, 5 officers?
Maybe I'd say like a good like 3.
Okay.
But I really.
And they're all standing around the trunk of the car.
They was kind of back. Like one was in front, one was to the side. Like they angled the car type shit, like to make sure. Like I could tell they was trying to make sure I wouldn't run. But really, all I saw was I'm laying in the trunk. I could see like the flashlights through the thing, and I'm hearing officers' voices. Like I could tell it's officers talking. I just raised up. But as soon as I raised the thing up, they was obviously on alert, and they started pointing the flash. So I couldn't even really see. Like as soon as I opened the trunk, it's just straight. I couldn't even tell what skin color the officers was. Or nothing. Just straight flashlight in my face, and I'm like, get down. I'm scared for my life. I'm laying on the ground, screaming, please don't kill me, sir. All that one shit. I'm not trying to do now. I'm not trying to resist. That's all it was.
Right.
Like,
so
the whole shit just went so fucking fast. It was just like I don't want y'all. I know my story. Like I want to say sound broken up, but it sounds weird. But it's like this shit just happened so fast. Like I can't really even make a pattern.
Well, I mean, of all those officers who are standing around there, I mean, there's like all these different angles because they all got those body cams right there on their chest, and so they're all standing around you, and several of them told me there was point, they told you had the gun in your hand. In fact, the one officer, he told me, that's all, man. He was shaking because he thought, man, we're gonna have. He thought he was gonna have to shoot you.
Yeah, that's
he
what
saw
I
that
told
gun
him.
in your hand.
Because he said, nah, because this one, I'm on the ground. That's what he said. He's like, I'll shoot you. And that's when I told him, like, no, it's not. That's when I try to lean over. That's when my hands started getting stretched. I'm like, no, that's a phone. Like, please, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you can hear down the body cam. I'm like, no, that's a phone. Don't shoot me. That's a phone. Please don't shoot me. That's a phone. Like, that's what he saw.
Right. But there was also the gun in your hand because the body camera's all captured. That's why I'm going back to the body camera. You had that gun in your hand and you ended up dropping it and letting it go, which was a smart move on your part because, I mean, you're alive and here today. Because I'm telling you, those officers were looking, and had you not dropped that gun, they would have shot you. I'm telling you, and that, like I said, that officer was shaking when he was talking to me. Because then when you got out there, the body camera, he goes over top, the gun's laying right there. Right where you were at. Yeah.
Did y'all run the DNA and stuff on the gun?
We're going to. Okay. Yep. So, that's going to be the next thing. So, your DNA is not going to come back to that gun.
Should. Unless, like, when he said.
Because here's the thing, we go back to, we've got video, so your hand is touching it.
Yeah, I'm touching it, but like, I did not use that gun. I swear.
Well, I understand, but if you're touching it.
I do not stalk this fucking girl. Listen, let me give you a time. I just got out of prison in 2019.
Okay.
I'm 23. I'm trying to get my life together. I just went and got my permits. I'm trying to get my driver's license. I just went and bought a car today. I had to go back and get the car today because I got paid out the title. I'm trying to get my fucking life together. Like, even though that shit don't mean nothing.
I hear you.
I'm not stalking this girl. I'm not hiding in her trunk trying to do shit to people over her. None of that. This is just a freak ass weird coincidence. My people lives on Beresford. She knows that. Okay. Whether that is relevant right now or not, but she knows, like, I be in that area. Like I said, I'm from out east. I got east side tattoos on my body, so it's not like just weird for me to be in the area. And like I said, the Beresford, I can take you guys to Beresford Commons and walk you up the street. Right. And it's a play. You can either keep going up the street, which would be, I think, Saranac, and it's going to take you an extra 10 minutes to get to the store, or you can cut through the little, like, it's a park back there that's connected to that apartment complex. You go through that, and as soon as you walk down the path, you have no choice at all, sir, but to go through that parking lot to get to the speedway, or else you're gonna go back left, like, and it's just gonna be a big mistake. You're gonna be right back on Sarah. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the shortcut through her area. That's all I was trying to get to the speedway or the ship. I mean that's speedway to Sunoco to buy your shit. Right. That's all I was passing through the area.
Gotcha. So I want to make sure I got this right because this is where it gets really, really weird. You're just passing through the area. You hear gunshots. You get into the trunk of an ex-girl's car or an ex-sex buddy's car, okay? You get in her trunk. You get into the trunk with a firearm that just happens to be in that trunk. However, that same firearm is the one that fired the shots because you know, in addition to DNA and all that, they do what's called ballistics. They'll match the casings with the gun and all that stuff, and they actually were doing that right now because I just got a phone call about it. So, that gun that's back there with you, so not only are you hiding in the car, but the gun that fired the shots is hiding in the car with you. But you didn't take it in the car.
Hell no.
So you and the gun chose to hide in the trunk of Trin's vehicle. You get that this is like outer limits, Twilight Zone stuff.
Which was partially open.
Partially open. I give them the partially open. I give the partially open. I am still trying to figure out how that gun jumped. You just kicked my foot, so no big deal. How that gun jumped from outside into that trunk of that car.
Maybe the motherfucker that really did it was with them or something. I don't know. So I do not.
So you think they put it in the car, then you just happened to climb in the car and the gun was there.
Maybe the shooter.
But the shots were being fired as you were hiding. So that couldn't have gone in that order. They would have actually had to open the trunk and said, here you go, and then shut the trunk.
If you listen,
okay.
The thing, I said at first when I went to hide, I was hiding behind some trucks trying to find cover.
Okay.
And then I just seen her thing was open. So I was at first trying to find a place to hide, but it's snowing around. I can't go under the under the motherfucker. What's her name? Can't go under a car. Can't go in the trash.
So you never saw who was firing the shots?
No, no, sir.
Okay. Could have been her.
I mean, I wouldn't say she would do some dumb shit like that. Hopefully the fuck not.
Okay.
I mean, especially if she's with the person, I don't understand why she would just bring someone over just to try and shoot him or something. That'd be weird as fuck.
Yeah, it would be weird. Okay. You have any questions?
You know, everything comes together in that manner where we just kind of got a lot of what ifs over.
That's why it's taking us so long to get
No,
back
I'm
to this.
I'm not mad at y'all. I
How old are
understand
you
how this stuff go. I'm about to be 24 in September.
24.
So.
So I got kids your age,
How old are you, sir? You don't mind me asking.
close to 50.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the deal. Yeah, okay. Just be upfront with this. What went down tonight? I mean, you're stressed out. I see it. You want to get out of here, right?
I want to go home.
All right.
It's 7 in the morning.
Do you stay at time? Did you spend the night with Trent last night? The night before? Did you stay at her place?
No, I was with my little brother.
Okay.
My little brother.
You stayed
took
at
me
her
home.
place before?
Yeah, I stayed at her place before, but last night though, my little brother took me home.
Okay. Took you home from where?
From out east. From Jay's, the cut.
No, from which? Because you just lost me. Jay's cut. Which one?
Jay is the cousin.
Okay. He took you home.
Yes.
From Trent's?
Jay.
From his house.
Yes.
He took you home to where?
My mom's house.
Okay, I'm Covington. Then how'd you end up back out east last night?
My brother. My little brother.
Okay. What does he drive?
So he just got this car out the I would have to ask.
What color is his car?
It's gray.
Okay. What kind? What make is it?
It's a 4-door car.
What make is the car? Is it a Ford, Chevy? Which is it?
I don't know, sir. To be honest, like that's not my car. I be with my little brother, but I don't be around him like that to be in his car and stuff. Cause he barely be's in my mom's house. He's always at work and stuff. But I don't be in his car like that, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So you're walking through. You're cutting through the park, cutting across Fountain Lane. Originally, you were going to Speedway, but you're going to go to Sunoco to get some shells for some marijuana.
Yes, sir.
You're cutting through around Saranac. It jumps off. You duck and hide behind some vehicles, and then you see a female friend who you have whatever type of relationship.
I didn't see her.
No, let me finish, okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, I didn't overtalk you, so
No, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so a female friend's car just so happened that you're inside of, okay, and inside the back of that car is a firearm, okay, and just so happens someone else is out there with her gets shot. Do you see how the dots are connecting?
No, I see
listen,
that.
do you see how the dots are connecting?
Yeah.
So, in the great scheme of things, am I supposed to just skip that and turn the page and say, no, I can't connect the dots?
No, I wouldn't expect you to.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I mean, something went down out there, we know. Okay, people make mistakes, we get it. It happens. We're no angels ourselves. Okay, we're not. You're young. Okay, like I tell Mike, your boy's gonna do dumb things. It's just the way it is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but it's a matter of what we do at the end. Excuse me. That makes us who we are. Okay. So when you sit there and say, well, this, and that, and all these dots are connecting, okay, what is your PO going to think about that?
I would really.
I mean, if they were to look at that, how are they going to see that?
I'm gonna have to take that over when I see him. I mean, he's not gonna obviously look at it good,
I mean, how much time you got on the shelf?
but probably like 2-3 years left.
So you could potentially violate you for about 30 days.
Yeah, a good 30.
Okay. So, you know, this person ends up over there. They get shot, you know, in the great scheme of things. All right. You're hiding. But in theory, the person is with someone you know. You happen to end up in a vehicle
Other person.
of someone that you've had relations with. Okay? Come on.
Yes, sir.
Be honest. Just be honest. Tell me what happened.
Sir, I did not shoot fucking so.
So who shot?
While body language analyses can never truly discern whether one is lying, psychological research does point to certain aspects of nonverbal communication being useful in general. For one, the slow but firm emphasis on denial, whether it be with hand movements or with tone and vocal changes, has been shown to be associated with lying. Ex-President Bill Clinton's public denial of his involvement with Monica Lewinsky is a common example of this sort of lying style.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Amir applies this style to his speech, but he takes it one step further by leaning forward and maintaining eye contact with both detectives. While Amir seems confident, and confidence typically leads to believability, this sort of confidence is primarily an ego game or a frame game. Amir believes that if he appears confident enough, he can force a lie upon someone to where that person will eventually believe it to be true. So we see this often with control freaks who know that they are lying but nonetheless push their lies onto other people. Victims of control freaks, such as domestic violence sufferers, know not to dispute these lies lest they make the control freak upset. And Amir seems to be that kind of control freak type. He has a bit of the control freak mannerisms in the way he talks with the police, but he seems to have forgotten that he holds no power in this particular dynamic. Moreover, the emphasis on each word is an unnatural speech pattern, and it's often associated with lying. Just like with Bill Clinton's, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Amir's, I did not shoot a soul, is said slowly and purposefully with large spaces between each word. The sentences come out unnaturally, whereas a truthful sentence would be spoken without any particular emphasis and with using contractions, such as, I didn't shoot anyone. In addition, notice how Amir's body language is in a defensive position. Even while making a definitive denial, he keeps his hands closed and subconsciously protects his torso with his shoulders rolled forward. Contrast this to when he's telling the truth to the police, when you'll see Amir opening up his torso and extending his palms toward the police. Overall, Amir is showing many classic signs of lying here. The detectives smartly punish Amir by once again targeting his weak point. In response to Amir's denial, the detectives once again leave Amir alone.
I don't know. That's not my MO. I just got a job. I'm not trying to fucking go back to prison. I just did it 4 years and I got a juvenile record. I'm not trying to go back to jail.
So if you were to take a polygraph test, how do you think you would do?
I'm nervous right now, obviously. So
How do you think you would do?
I would do good, probably. I would do good. I don't want to take one now.
I'm not helping you with one. I'm just saying, how do you think you would do?
Probably good, yeah.
Okay. So is there going to be a potential that your DNA will be on any of that person's property?
Whose property?
The individual that got shot.
Hell the fuck no.
All right. You have anything else?
Nope.
That's it, sir. Alright, I don't want to be rude or nothing. I know y'all got to do your job, but when will be the next time I see y'all?
Who knows?
It's gonna be, because we keep just get going round and round with this, so hold on. We're gonna go finish talking with Trent.
How y'all doing?
All right, this is the search warrant, the vehicle swab we talked about before. This is just signed by Judge Doreen this morning here, and that's for that. And then you get both the receipts showing that that's what we took was vehicle swabs, and that's all we're taking. And that's what that is, and you're going to take that with you. Actually, I'm going to put this out here just so you saw it, okay? He's going to take that vehicle from you.
I don't see it.
Well, I heard you say you got the free Wi-Fi.
I mean, do you want me to do it because I got COVID or?
Nope, I'll do it.
Sorry.
All right. One more. Yep.
That's it. Yep. Now what do we do, sir?
Roll tight.
After this, then what? More interviewing? I don't need to be passionate on all this, because I know it's up to odds and I don't even trip it. See, I don't mind, but you know how long that'll take?
Say what?
You know how long that'll take for that to pop up? So I could be sitting here like 2 more hours.
No, that don't work that way.
Okay. I just want to know if I can take another nap or something.
Yeah, you can go ahead and rest.
Alright.
Alright?
Is what's her name still here? I mean, I don't know if I can release that information or not. I don't have no way to communicate it to no one any fucking how.
You said what?
I said, what's her name still occurring here? Yo, interview?
Right now. It's least my concern right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
My concern is you right now, okay?
Yeah, I understand.
So I'll get you squared away. Alright?
Alright, sir.
Alright, hold tight, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Amir,
Yes, sir.
they're gonna get you out of here, alright? However,
Fucking lifesaver, man.
you're going to go to jail.
To jail?
Yeah.
For
You're
what?
being charged with murder.
Murder?
Yep, that guy died.
Amir is so surprised, he literally went white. This wasn't my edit, by the way. I'm really not sure what happened here with the video, but the timing could not have been any more perfect.
What the hell am I being charged with murder for?
Because you had the murder weapon, Bob. You had the murder weapon.
My DNA was on it?
Huh?
My DNA was on it?
Dude, you had the gun in your hand. It's caught on body cam. You had the gun, bud. I don't know what to tell you.
I probably threw the gun out the car or something, so I did not fucking kill no one, sir. I swear to God, sir.
You can swear to me all day long. This is something you're going to have to tell your parole officer and a jury. But I don't know what to tell you, man. You were found with the murder weapon just feet from the murdered victim.
But was my DNA on the weapon though, sir?
It's going to have to be.
I don't
You're
have
holding a
GSI
gun.
on me.
Huh?
I don't have GSI on me or anything, sir.
GSR?
GSI,
Yeah.
whatever it's called. I don't have that on me, sir.
I don't tell you about. You're going to have to go and you're going to have to sell it
I
to a
don't
jury.
even have I didn't even have DNA on the weapon or anything, sir.
You had the weapon in your hand.
Yes,
you had
like,
your hand.
So with the
like,
weapon in
listen,
your
I understand
hand,
that, sir, but
with
probably
the
like
weapon in
doing
your hand, it's
out
on.
of fear or something. Like I'm sticking to my story. Yes, I did not have that gun. I did not do anything about it when I jumped in the car. And the police was scared. I probably threw it out of the car or out of fear.
Right,
But obviously
right.
I'm gonna go to jail. But sir, I did not fucking kill no fucking body. I did not use that gun to do anything. Nobody don't even have GSR on me or anything, sir. My DNA.
All I can tell you is we gave you an opportunity. I mean, you know your story was BS. I mean, you weren't just in the area, right? I mean, we gave you every opportunity to give us a story, and you just happen to be in the neighborhood where your ex is, and
sir.
the guy that she's with is murdered. I mean, come on,
I
dude.
was, sir. I was going to mind my business to go buy a shell, sir.
Remember those dots? No, I'm serious. I'm being serious. I'm not being facetious.
Right.
I'm being serious. Remember those dots? Okay. How old are you again? 24?
23, sir.
Okay, 23, 24? Okay. It just
Right.
doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
Sit there, think about it, put it all together.
right.
Okay?
But you said I was being released, though.
Oh, that's not what I
Yeah,
said.
we never
I
said that.
I didn't say you were being
Neither one of
released.
us said
Why the
that.
hell am I going to jail, sir? My
I'm
DNA.
sorry.
I'm standing up, bro. I don't want to show any type of aggression. I'm just drunk in the head. My I don't have GSR on my hands, sir. How can I be a shooter, sir? I don't even have GSR on me.
Listen, we gave you every opportunity to tell us what happened. You were in the trunk of the car with the murder weapon, Bob. I don't know what else to tell you.
I was hiding, sir. That's
I get that.
I understand that, but sir,
No matter how many
I have
times,
no
listen to me real carefully.
or none of that.
Listen.
No one can say I shot this man or anything, sir.
No matter how many times you tell yourself this, it doesn't mean that the lie is going to become real.
Alright, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep fighting.
That's what I mean. You keep telling us like somehow we're going to be convinced. Listen, we've done this for years. I've got 26 years on this job. You've got the murder weapon with you in the trunk of a car at your girlfriend's place where this guy is murdered. If
As
you
they're
think,
just approaching.
yeah, if you think you
As they're just approaching.
as they're just approaching, if you think you can get a jury and a judge to buy that story, more power to you, brother. I just, it's not going to happen. So they're going to take you to jail, and then you can explain it to your parole officer, and then go from there. All right?
So am I going to jail like to sit? Like, am I about to be in jail, or am I just going to go talk to my parole officer?
No, you're going to go to jail. They're going to take you here in just a second. Okay? All right. Sign, action. I'm sorry.
Just go down to see first, Chief.
Yes, sir. Hey, man.
Stand up, turn around.
Yeah.
Yep. Huh?
I said, yeah, I know the
Do you have a handkerchief or something?
This is my shirt. I'll put it around my neck.
All right, just put your palms together like you're praying. There you go. Just make sure those aren't too tight on you. All right. Other wrist.
Ooh, that's way too tight.
Well, here, you gotta
Yeah, I understand.
see what I'm saying?
That's
If you
cool.
move it down.
No, that's cool right there, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna double lock these. That way, even if you lean on them, they're not gonna get tighter. But we're going downstairs, so we're gonna take them off in a minute anyway. Okay, so you just have the shirt.
The shirt and that's it.
That's it? Nothing else on your
These
person?
clothes, this on right here.
All right, I'm gonna take this.
Are you wearing your jeans inside out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Why? Why would you wear your jeans inside out? Is this a thing? Did I miss some trend or something? Anyway, Amir got 30 years in prison for murder. We have more crazy cases coming up. In the meantime, if you are not subscribed, please do subscribe. Most of you watching are not subscribed, and that makes me feel like you're ghosting me. You don't want to ghost me, do you? As always, special thanks to my Patreon subscribers for supporting this channel, and normal thanks to everyone else for watching.